from the station working for you. This is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
Well, it is 5 o'clock here on your Tuesday. Good morning to you. I'm Lauren Casey.
Good morning. I'm Rafael Sanchez, and these are your headlines on this December the 22nd. Taking aim at the crime problem in the Circle City. Millions of dollars will be spent to fight violence in Indianapolis.
And help is finally on the way. The details on the relief bill that was just passed by Congress late last night.
And will the COVID-19 vaccines be safe for nursing mothers? We're talking to one local doctor about why she's choosing to get the shot. Thank you for starting your Tuesday with us right here on Good Morning Indiana, and welcome to the official WRTV living room. I'm Rafael Sanchez as we continue Lauren Casey and Alyssa Donovan to socially distance.
Yeah, and Rafael, why don't you just stay in your living room, because this morning I'd say it's a little chilly out there. The wind kind of hits you in the face as
you got
walking
it
into the building. Yeah, to stay there. But I will say, guys, that I did go outside last night to see that Christmas star down on the south side. You could definitely see it.
You saw it?
Didn't have as much cloud cover.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know a lot of friends up to the north, they couldn't see it. So south side shout out. We had a pretty good view of it. It was really cool.
Cool.
Yeah,
so
Rafael?
Lauren,
yeah.
I loved your Twitter picture, by the way, because you know I'm a big Twitter follower of yours and Alyssa. So nice picture.
Thank you. I took that with my cell phone. It was in plain sight, so
nice.
Pretty cool.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yes, go check it out.
Today we're starting a little chilly, as you mentioned. Those temperatures in the 30s across the area. We're right at freezing here in Indy at 32 degrees. It actually feels a little colder than the 30s though, and that's because of those winds right now. They're out of the west about 10 miles per hour. So that's making it feel a little bit more like we're in the 20s. So as you step outside today, I would grab that warmer jacket, maybe even the hat and scarf this morning if you're going out to walk the dog or any outdoor activities. Looking ahead to the rest of the day, we are going to warm up fairly quickly. So what we have going on is we have this system just to the north of us that's dropped down overnight. That brought us just a little bit of cloud coverage. We're continuing to see mostly cloudy skies for the first half of the day, but then high pressure is building in behind that, and that's going to take control the second half of the day. And this afternoon, we are going to see some sunshine. So starting a little chilly this morning, highs though into the low 40s. We're going to continue that climb tomorrow. Then we drop way down with temperatures just in time for Christmas. I'll have those details in just a few minutes.
All right, Alyssa, thank you. Let's take a look up in Carmel, US 31 here at Rangeline Road. Traffic is moving along smoothly with northbound and southbound. No delays to slow down your commute. Rafael?
Lauren, in local news, Metro Police this morning investigating a crash involving a trash truck. The crash happened just after 1 this morning on Kessler Boulevard at College Avenue. Metro Police tell WRTV the garbage truck was headed south on College when it collided with an SUV headed east on Kessler. Police on the scene say 2 men from the SUV were taken to the hospital for their injuries. This morning, their conditions have not been released. We'll bring you an update on WRTV's app as soon as we learn more information on this developing story.
Here at 502 in Indianapolis, the year 2020 will be remembered for record-breaking violence. This morning, WRTV's Kelsey Anderson joins us live with how the city is using some funding to help keep violence from soaring in the year 2021. Kelsey, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Lauren. So more than 230 homicides in the year 2020 in the city of Indianapolis, and that is why the city is now putting $2.2 million towards dozens of projects designed to combat violence here in Marion County. So one of those projects is the Boys and Girls Club of Indianapolis. The club will receive $40,000 to fund its Evening Reporting Center program, which is an alternative juvenile detention. The Boys and Girls Club of Indianapolis is just one of 25 organizations receiving 26 grants from the Central Indiana Community Foundation. Maggie Lewis is the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Indianapolis, and she says the evening reporting program is year-round and serves about 100 boys and girls through the year. It's a tactic to keep at-risk youth off the streets and out of trouble after school.
We're working with juveniles, young folks who've gotten caught up in the system, ages 12 to 18, and our goal is to help them get removed from that and help them get back on the right path, if you will. So every evening they're checking in with a team member from the Boys and Girls Club, let them know what's going on. And again, we literally go to their houses and pick them up and bring them to one of the clubs and work with them throughout the evening.
So in a time where violence and trouble seems to be finding teens, giving those who have already been in trouble a safe and caring environment is part of the Boys and Girls Club's mission to tackle violence in Indianapolis. Now, the Central Indiana Community Foundation, they administer the grants using criteria and money allocated by the City County Council. So for a full list of those 26 grants, you can head to this story on the WRTV News app. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, WRTV.
Kelsey, thank you. And as the number of homicides continues to grow here in Indianapolis, we do want to keep you updated. Right now on our website, WRTV.com, you can find this homicide map for 2020. Gives you a better idea of what violence has been taking place in our communities. Raphael?
Lauren, this morning, help for struggling Hoosier families and businesses now moving forward. A $900 billion coronavirus relief package is on its way to President Trump's desk. Congress formally passed that measure just last night. In addition, lawmakers also tacked on a $1.4 trillion spending bill that will keep the government from a government shutdown. Mr. Trump is expected to sign off on the deal in coming days. That means that Americans could start seeing the relief by next week, including $600 stimulus checks.
Let's take a look now at how the coronavirus pandemic continues to impact our state. This morning, state health officials report nearly 4,000 new COVID-19 cases. Since March, more than 468,000 Hoosiers have tested positive for the virus. Health officials also confirmed 31 people in our state have died with COVID-19. That's the lowest number of deaths since November the 29th. Since the pandemic began, more than 7,100 Hoosiers have died with the virus. Let's look now at how the pandemic is impacting hospitals in our state. This morning, 25% of the state's ICU beds remain available, while nearly 72% of the state's ventilators are still available.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommending who should get the COVID-19 vaccine after frontline healthcare workers and those in nursing homes. The CDC says next to get vaccinated will be people over the age of 75 and frontline essential workers. Now that includes police, firefighters, teachers, grocery store employees, and postal workers. After that, people 16 through 24 years old with high-risk medical conditions and essential workers in industries like food service, construction, and public safety. States get the final say on who will get the vaccine. So far, nearly 3 million doses of the Pfizer vaccine have been distributed, with about 500,000 people being given the drug.
And Raphael, as more frontline workers step up to get the first doses of the COVID-19 vaccines in our state, many people are watching to see what new moms or pregnant women are going to be doing. We know that as of right now, they haven't studied the effects of the vaccines on pregnant or nursing mothers. But at IU Health, Lana DeBabo is an infectious disease doctor, and she's been busy in this pandemic, not only as a doctor on the front lines, but also as a new mom. She gave birth to her first child 6 months ago, and she's still nursing. And today, she is scheduled to get her COVID-19 vaccine. I talked to her about why she says she feels confident getting the vaccine right now, and she gives us some insight as to what other mothers can do in weighing the potential risks and benefits.
I think this was the golden opportunity, but then you get this, wait, I am a new mom or I am pregnant or planning to be pregnant. So is that a good reason to stop? And we definitely know what the impact of COVID is on women who are pregnant and on kids. So I think seeing that contrast between a vaccine that's been tried now for several months, no major side effects, no major troubles with it, and then knowing how the vaccines work usually, that are their mechanism of action, makes me reassured that, okay, this is not a vaccine that I want to be scared of. It's not a live vaccine. It will not give you COVID.
Well, when it comes to safety information about vaccines, she recommends you talk with your doctor as well as search for information from the CDC and state health department. And a reminder, if you have any questions or concerns about the coronavirus vaccines, we're working for you with that entire section of our website dedicated to helping you find the resources and information. Just go to WRTV.com/coronavirus. It is 5:08 Tuesday before Christmas. Alyssa has a look at our forecast. Hey, Alyssa.
Hey, it is actually a pretty nice Tuesday on tap. A little chilly this morning, as we've mentioned, and that's just due to some light winds out of the west right now. As we head through the morning, feels like the 20s, but we're going to be in the 30s for most of the morning, climbing to about 36 degrees by 11 and noon today. Looking ahead to the afternoon, that's when we see a little bit of sunshine, some nicer weather. Our highs today climbing about 10 degrees above average into the low 40s. Usually we are in the mid to low 30s this time of year, so we are seeing some nicer conditions. Our warmest day over the next few days is going to be tomorrow at 54 degrees, and our coldest temperature is going to be right after that. Christmas Day, 11 degrees in the morning. I'll have more details on that very chilly weather coming our way in just a few minutes.
I love Tuesday, but I look forward to Wednesday. Alyssa, thank you so much. Scientists taking a closer look at a new variant of the coronavirus now emerging in England. Just ahead, the new travel restrictions aimed at slowing the spread.
And one of the country's leading military academies is facing a cheating scandal this morning. The troubles at West Point involving dozens of cadets. Let's take a live look right now at your commute to our southeast. This is I-465 near Arlington Avenue. Traffic is moving along up to speed in all directions. We'll have more news, weather, and traffic updates coming up for you right here on WRTV's Good Morning Indiana, just after the break. Welcome back. It is 5:12 here on your Tuesday, and here's a live look at traffic up in Fishers. Good morning to you here in Hamilton County. I-69, a look at 106th Street where traffic is picking up. As you can see, everything's moving along smoothly. We're not monitoring any slowdowns right now for your Tuesday commute. Raphael?
So, Lauren, the United Kingdom is getting cut off from the rest of the world. You see, several countries are imposing new travel restrictions on Britain because of the new coronavirus mutation spreading throughout that country. People were left stranded at airports yesterday, and trucks with exports were backed up for miles. More than 40 countries have either banned travel from the United Kingdom or issued some sort of restrictions. The United States is not one of them. As of right now, the CDC is advising against travel there, and the U.S. State Department says travelers should reconsider their visit.
Here is a sign of hope here in the United States. The first Moderna coronavirus vaccine shots were given across the country on Monday. Moderna is the second vaccine to be given that emergency authorization in the U.S., along with Pfizer's vaccine. This comes as the country's case numbers now pass 18 million.
President Trump's efforts to challenge the November elections hit another setback this week, this time from his very own Attorney General. William Barr, with just days left in his role as Attorney General, announced that there was no legal basis to seize the voting machines used in November. Mr. Barr went on to say there was no widespread voter fraud that would change the outcome of the election, and there's no reason to appoint a special counsel to investigate that matter. Mr. Barr is set to step down from his job as Attorney General tomorrow.
Well, some of us didn't get very lucky here in central Indiana last night trying to see the so-called conjunction. We saw it down in Johnson County, as I said earlier, but you may still get a chance tonight. So the celestial event will be visible in the night sky each night until Christmas. A conjunction is when two objects line up in the sky, and this one involves Jupiter and Saturn, creating what some are calling a Christmas star. It's nice and bright. Hasn't been seen like this in over 800 years. So be sure to head outside tonight. Look up at the night sky about an hour after sunset. And I kind of looked in the southwest skies, and that's where I saw it.
Yeah.
We all went outside. Brooks at first was like, are you sure it's not an airplane? And I was like, no, it's been in that same
like,
spot.
No, I know about this.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool. And then we opened our advent calendar, and it was about the Christmas star.
Oh
so
my gosh.
perfect timing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I
it was
love
really
that.
cool.
Today we are going to see those temperatures a little bit warmer, and as Lauren said, you can still see that star. So tonight we are going to have some clear skies, so maybe look up to the sky later tonight. Above average temperatures are in the forecast today and into tomorrow. And then we do have some winter weather returning. We're going to start with some rain showers tomorrow afternoon, and then we are going to transition to some snow showers by Thursday morning, but likely they are going to be before you even wake up on Christmas Eve. By Christmas Day, much colder air is coming into the forecast. Much colder air than what we are seeing. We are plunging about 30 degrees in our forecast. Right now, we are in the 30s across the area, 32 in Indianapolis, 33 in Lafayette, 34 in Bloomington. Feels a little bit more like the 20s because we do have those light winds right now out of the west, about 10 miles per hour. We have high pressure that's building in today. So we had the system that moved through last night that brought us just a little bit of cloud coverage. Those clouds are going to hang around throughout most of the first half of the day before they start to clear out by this afternoon. That's when we'll see some sunshine, which will help us warm up again a little bit above average by the afternoon. So here's what I'm talking about. Still seeing those clouds the first half of the day, but then there's our sunshine. So we do have a nicer day ahead. Behind that, some changes come in tomorrow afternoon. We have this low pressure system that's going to snake in ahead of a cold front that's going to really drop us down. And what's going to happen is we're going to start with those rain showers on Wednesday afternoon and evening and overnight. And then behind that, those temperatures are going to drop off as that cold front passes by Thursday morning. And that's when we're going to see that transition from rain snow mix to just snow for Thursday morning. So looking ahead, we could see some light dusting, maybe some light accumulation in certain areas by Thursday morning with that system. Our highs then are dropping off quite a bit. I love this graphic with Santa sort of plummeting with those temperatures. By Friday, that is going to be our coldest day in the forecast for quite some time. Our highs will be in the 20s. Our lows, though, that's what I want to talk about. We are going to be in the single digits in some areas, right around 11 degrees in Indianapolis, below 0 with those wind chills. So if you do have any early morning Christmas plans that have to do with going outside, you're definitely going to need to bundle up. Today, temperatures will be in the 30s to start, 40s by the afternoon. We will see some sunshine on the way as well. Looking at our 7-day forecast, we are going to see those temperatures. Oh, if I can get to it, there it goes. We are going to see those temperatures a little warmer tomorrow in the 50s with those afternoon showers, and then 20s by Christmas Day.
All right, Alyssa, thank you so much. Let's take a look right now at I-70. This is all the way out of State Road 39 to our west. You can see traffic here is traveling up to speed. It's still pretty quiet out that way. We'll continue to keep a close eye on any issues for your commute this morning and keep you updated. Raphael?
This morning, one of America's premier military academies dealing with one of its largest cheating scandals since the 1970s. Here are the details this morning. 73 cadets at the United States Military Academy are accused of breaking its honor code. All but one of them are in their first year at West Point, known as the plebe year. They're accused of cheating on a calculus exam back in May when the pandemic forced the school to shift to virtual classes. 55 students have been placed on probation for the rest of the year because of the scandal. 4 cadets resigned, and 4 more will face a cadet advisory board.
Well, with online shopping taking center stage this holiday season, brick and mortar stores are left struggling. Clothing stores and specialty retailers are trying their best to draw in customers in hopes for a last-minute holiday shopping surge. Many are offering big discounts and promoting curbside pickup. Retail experts say the holiday season has always been a make or break time for struggling shops, but this year that number of stores is much higher.
I need to start shopping tomorrow. I've yet to buy Mrs. Sanchez her gift. Hopefully I can find that one thing. We'll talk later, Lauren.
Okay.
The pandemic has changed a number of holiday traditions this year, but still ahead, we'll show you how the Colts have continued to bring some cheer at Riley Hospital.
And a special relationship that's bringing smiles to a lot of people. We'll show you this 3-year-old's dance performance each morning. That's coming up just after the break. Well, like many events this year, the pandemic is changing but not stopping an annual holiday tradition. So usually around this time of year, Colts players, cheerleaders, and Blue go room to room at Riley Hospital for Children, caroling for the patients. This was the scene last year. Well, of course, that wasn't possible this year, but the Colts still found a way to bring some Christmas cheer to Riley kids. Players used a robot to share holiday greetings and special gifts from the team. They also put together this video.
2020, the horseshoe gave to me 1 backup flipping, 2 game clinching turnovers.
Intercepted by the Colts, Julian Blackmon.
In 2020, the horseshoe gave to me 9,000 yards receiving.
I didn't know TY could go that high. Well, the video was broadcast in every patient's room, and I'm sure that brought some smiles, Raphael.
Lauren, I think next year the team should get together and do a video for Riley. What do you think?
I think so. We could do it.
We could sing, we could dance, you know. Join the Colts. That's awesome.
I love that.
And the Colts are celebrating 3 of their own this morning. Center Ryan Kelly, linebacker Darius Leonard, and offensive lineman Quentin Nelson have all been named to the Pro Bowl. Congratulations, guys. It's the second Pro Bowl for Kelly and Leonard and the third for Delson. The three Colts Pro Bowlers won't actually take the field this season, with the Pro Bowl being held virtually, of course, this year, with the help of the Madden video game. As the Colts prepare for this Sunday's matchup with the Pittsburgh Steelers, here's a look at what the playoff standings look like right now. Currently, the Colts remain tied with the Titans for the AFC South Division lead, but as you know, Tennessee owns the tiebreaker. So currently, Indianapolis is in the 6th seed. The Steelers lost to the Bengals last night, dropped them to the 3rd seed, with plenty to play for Sunday against the Colts. Go Colts, of course. Lauren, a special friendship between a young girl and a mail carrier is going viral like right now.
Yeah, and that is because they have a really special tradition that's bringing smiles to faces all across the globe. So I want you to look at this. This is 3-year-old Ava, and she has something to look forward to each morning. Ava's father says every day when their mailman Ian drops off their mail, there he is, they do a little dance together through this window here. This little tradition has been going on for 2 years now, and of course, it is helping to brighten everyone's day. And she is so cute. I love that. Love that mailman going the extra mile.
Yeah, and I think those moves remind me of Todd Clawson. Right?
Oh, yeah.
You know? That is how Todd dances when he goes out to the clubs.
Yeah.
And he's not even here to defend himself.
He can't even defend himself. So
I believe you. Yeah.
Look at him go.
Oh my gosh, that's a funny video.
But we're his friends. We wouldn't lie about him, right?
Yeah,
I mean, as friends.
I've seen it.
Right.
Good moves.
Well, you know who else wouldn't lie about anything? It's Alyssa, and she's got the forecast, and you're looking ahead to the holiday, which is super important.
Yes, and I know a lot of people are wondering if we're going to have a white Christmas. The answer is we could have some snow on the ground, but we're not going to see anything falling from the sky. 43 degrees for the high today, above average with those temperatures, light winds, clearing skies throughout the day, and looking ahead to that Christmas forecast, dry and very cold. 21 degrees for the high. Those morning lows are going to be bitter. Thursday, Christmas Eve, cold as well. 30 degrees for the high. Tomorrow we have showers in the forecast. Highs, though, in the 50s.
Alyssa, thank you. A new COVID-19 mutation causing concern out in the United Kingdom. Just ahead this morning, we're asking experts if there's reason to be concerned. We'll have that plus more coming up here after the break. Stay with us.
From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
Indianapolis will end the year with a record number of homicides. The big story at 5:30 here on Good Morning Indiana, how grant money is helping to fight crime in the Circle City. Thank you for starting your Tuesday with us here on Good Morning Indiana. I'm Rafael Sanchez. Lauren and Alyssa, good morning to you both. I just realized, you maybe didn't notice this, but at 5 a.m. I felt like I was talking quieter, and that's because everybody is back home and I am working in my living room.
So you're trying not to wake up.
Can't be like
sleeping?
Right. I can't say stuff like "Good morning, Indiana" because people are sleeping. So I have to be like, "Good morning,
we need to
Indiana.
like shift you to the basement.
How are you?
Something.
Right. I know. We'll all kind of whisper this morning so we don't wake them up.
Could you please?
Yeah.
I got some college kids who will not be happy later this morning.
I know. They're not used to being up this early, I don't think. But maybe they should get up and get a check of our forecast. It is Christmas week after all, Alyssa.
Yes, and you know what? The all-important Christmas Day, Christmas Eve forecast. I'll have those all coming up. I want to start, though, with today. We are starting a little chilly in the forecast. If you have anything to do this morning, you want to bundle up. 32 right now in Indianapolis. Feels a little bit more like we are in the 20s. Feels more like 24 degrees when you step outside. That's due to those winds right now out of the west, about 10 miles per hour. That's helping filtering in some cooler air. And we do have high pressure that's going to build in for the rest of the day. So we're starting with that cloud coverage this morning. That's due to that system that moved through overnight. And then we are going to see that high pressure push out a lot of that cloud coverage throughout the day. So we'll see mostly sunny skies later in the afternoon. Highs today in the mid-40s, which is about 10 degrees above average for this time of year. So get outside and enjoy it today with that sunshine. Tomorrow, we are going to see those temperatures climbing. However, we're also going to see some chances of showers in the forecast. Coming up, I'll have more details on what to expect for the holiday.
All right, Alyssa, thank you. Let's take a look right now at traffic. This is I-465 on the southwest side near Kentucky Avenue. You can see traffic in this area is traveling up to speed. A reminder, we have some lane closures and construction work going on along State Road 67 near this area. That will last through New Year's Day, so just keep that in mind if you're traveling on the southwest side. Let's take a look right now up at I-69 all the way up at State Road 13. So if you're driving in Madison County, no problems for you. Hamilton County, things on I-69 looking pretty good at this hour, but of course, we'll keep a close eye on the roads all around central Indiana, and we'll keep you updated. Raphael.
Lauren, thank you for those updates. This morning, Metro Police investigating a crash involving a trash truck. Here are the details. This morning, that crash happened just after 1 this morning on Kessler Boulevard at College Avenue. Metro Police tells WRTV that the garbage truck was headed south on College when it collided with an SUV headed east on Kessler. Police on the scene say that 2 men from the SUV were taken to the hospital for their injuries. This morning, their conditions have not been released to us. We'll bring you an update on the WRTV app as soon as we get more information on this developing story.
Well, Raphael, here in Indianapolis, the year 2020 will be remembered for record-breaking violence. This morning, WRTV's own Kelsey Anderson joins us live with how the city is using funding to keep violence from soaring in the year 2021. Kelsey, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Lauren. So we've reported on a lot of homicides this year, and as of today, more than 230 homicides have been reported here in Indianapolis, and that is why the city is now putting $2.2 million into projects that are going to help combat that violence here in Marion County. The projects are designed to combat crime in Marion County, and one of those projects is the Boys and Girls Club of Indianapolis. The club will receive $40,000 to fund its evening reporting center, which is an alternative to juvenile detention. The club is just one of 25 organizations receiving 26 grants from the Central Indiana Community Foundation. Maggie Lewis is the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Indianapolis, and she says the evening reporting program is year-round and serves about 100 boys and girls through the year. It's a tactic to keep at-risk youth off the streets and out of trouble after school.
When a child really has a place to go with adult supervision, it prevents them from getting themselves in trouble. It prevents them from having run-ins with law enforcement.
So in a time where violence and trouble seems to be finding teens, giving those who have already been in trouble a safe and caring environment is part of the Boys and Girls Club's mission to tackle violence in Indianapolis. Now, the Central Indiana Community Foundation administers these grants using criteria and money allocated by the City County Council. Other projects receiving this funding include the Indy Public Safety Foundation, the Bail Project, and the Central Indiana Youth for Christ. So for more details on those 26 grants, you can head to this story right now on the WRTV News app. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, WRTV.
Kelsey, thank you so much. Hoosiers are on the verge of getting some help from Washington, D.C. As John Lawrence reports, the $900 billion pandemic relief bill is heading to the president for his signature.
Shortly before midnight on Monday, a major accomplishment.
Stars aligned in the sky tonight, and I think that's an important symbol of what happened on the Senate floor, that we passed a $900 billion relief package.
The bill includes stimulus checks for many making below $75,000 a year and roughly $284 billion in small business loans. It also promises money for vaccine distribution.
None of us think any of this legislation is perfect. But a big bipartisan majority of us recognize the incredible amount of good it will do when we send it to the president's desk.
The Senate's vote came a few hours after the House passed the legislation.
It is a good bipartisan bill. It addresses the food needs of the American people. Maybe 15 million children are food insecure in our country.
The House's approval came after both sides relinquished demands, with Democrats giving up about $160 billion in aid for struggling states and cities, and Republicans dropping their push for liability protections.
We should have done this, weeks and weeks ago. It's just another problem where the system's broken that we all need to just put some of our partisan stripes aside sometimes.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
John, thank you. The president is expected to sign that stimulus bill. And already this morning, he signed the bill to keep the government open at least until Monday, December the 28th. Lauren?
Raphael, now to the latest on the coronavirus pandemic and the impact on the Hoosier state. Monday's report from the state health department brings some good news on two different fronts. First, health officials report less than 4,000 new COVID-19 cases here. That's actually the lowest number of new cases reported in a single day since November 5th. Health officials also report 31 more Hoosiers have died with the virus. The report is the lowest single-day death report since November 29th. Now, every Monday, we know the state health department shows us how the virus is impacting our schools by updating its school dashboard. This morning, health officials report nearly 2,100 new student cases of the virus. The school dashboard also shows nearly 900 new cases of viruses in teachers and school staff members.
So have you heard about this? A new COVID mutation seen in the United Kingdom is raising some health alarms. Scientists believe the variant could spread up to 70% faster than the current strain. But an expert at Butler University right here in Indianapolis tells WRTV that the new evidence is not unusual and that there is no reason to panic.
There's a lot of unknown, which is not which is not uncommon because we're dealing with a virus. This is actually part of the process. It's kind of a seesaw or sort of an arms race kind of thing where, while we humans are working to come up with a solution, the virus is doing its own thing. And then so we kind of tend to, it's like this biological chess game, so to speak.
He says the vaccine should still be effective against the new COVID strain, so keep that in mind. U.S. Surgeon General Dr. Jerome Adams says the government is looking closely at this new strain of coronavirus. The former Indiana State Health Commissioner says there is no evidence the new strain is more dangerous. He says the White House is working with the WHO and the CDC to see if the new strain behaves any differently than the original strain. Dr. Adams says people should double down on the recommendations to wear a mask, social distance, and put off any of this year's holiday travels.
We're going to follow the science, but the recommendations don't change. As a matter of fact, it means we need to double down on the recommendations. Wear a mask, wash your hands, watch your distance, and wait on holiday gatherings this year.
This morning, more than 40 countries are banning travel to and from the United Kingdom, where the new strain, we're told, is spreading rapidly.
Here at 5:39 this morning, the pandemic pushing back Fiat Chrysler's plans to open a closed Kokomo factory. You may remember back in March, FCA executive announced a $400 million plan to convert the Kokomo transmission factory into an engine facility. The plan was supposed to happen within the first 3 months of next year. Well, now the reopening has been delayed until the end of 2021. The automaker says an 8-week shutdown earlier this year is one of the main drivers behind that delay. The Kokomo facility will build engines for Jeep Wranglers and Cherokees that are currently built in Italy. The time right now is 5:39. Let's get a look at our forecast on this Tuesday ahead of the Christmas holiday, Alyssa.
Good morning. It's a little chilly outside. I want to show you the radar. Fairly quiet. We do have just a few flurries showing up there right now. 32 in Indianapolis, 34 in Logansport, 38 in Muncie. Feels more like the 20s though because of those winds right now out of the west. Today, as we head through the day, we will see those clouds clear out that we do have across the area. 43 degrees for our high, so we will see some sunshine, and that will help us warm about 10 degrees above average. Looking ahead tonight, not too bad. It won't cool down too much, in the 30s, which is close to where we should be. And then tomorrow, we do have some showers moving in. We'll continue that warming trend briefly tomorrow. We'll climb into the 50s before everything changes Thursday morning. Some AM snow showers, and then highs only into the 30s. That is the start of some very cold weather ahead. I'll have more details on that coming up.
Alyssa, thank you so much. 43 on a winter day is excellent. Thousands of airline workers could be headed back to work. Ahead this morning, what the return to work is now hinging on.
And let's take a live look at traffic this morning on the northeast side, I-465 of you near Pendleton Pike, where traffic is picking up by all the headlights you can see there on your screen, both northbound and southbound. No delays for your commute, so that is good news this Tuesday morning. We'll be right back with more news, weather, and traffic just after the break. Welcome back. A Central Indiana County councilman is facing felony charges this morning. An investigation by state police led to a child solicitation and pornography charges being filed against Madison County Councilman Steve Sumner. State troopers say that Sumner performed sexual acts with a girl under the age of 16 in the last 2 years. Investigators say they found more than 130 images of child pornography on Sumner's phone. The 52-year-old represents Madison County District 2.
Lauren from Hamilton County, the Zionsville Police Department is welcoming a new member to the force, a canine named Mika. Mika is a 1-year-old Belgian Malinois mixed with German Shepherd. The canine trained in Denver, Indiana, and will be used for detecting drugs, tracking, and protecting officers. Her handler is Officer Josh Stutzman, who previously worked with another canine, which died from cancer last summer. Mika and Officer Stutzman will soon begin patrolling together there on the streets of Zionsville.
Very cute. Well, American Airlines employees furloughed in October could be heading back to work. The company's CEO says if a new stimulus bill is passed into law, then he can rehire roughly 19,000 workers. The pilots, flight attendants, gate agents, and others were let go when the CARES Act ended on October 1st. American Airlines says the furloughed workers would receive pay and benefits retroactive to December 1st. Their jobs would be safe from further furloughs until the end of March.
And by the way, I know better because Zionsville is in Boone County, not Hamilton County, by the way. I know better.
You know
it's just
that.
early in the morning. So let's, yeah, I know that. So a volcanic eruption in Hawaii has reached its peak, and this is just for now. The Hawaiian Volcano Observatory says that the volcano on Kilauea has stabilized within the crater, leaving a lava lake. Experts don't expect any widespread threats. No one had to be evacuated, which is the good news. That eruption also triggered a small earthquake. Now, some residents say they're not worried because it's like a normal day at the volcano.
If there was a lot to worry about, none of us would be standing here. That park would be closed and everything. So it is contained from their pictures. It's way down. That caldera was almost 1,500 feet deep, and it's filled up 300 and something feet. So it's still really deep. So that lava's got a long ways to go to do anything.
Kilauea has been in a state of non-eruptive unrest since the end of the 2000 eruption. It destroyed hundreds of homes in that year. There have been signs of more activity since September. And on this Tuesday, Alyssa, I need to go to Hawaii after putting Zionsville in Hamilton, not in its corrective Boone County. So it's time for Sanchez to go on vacation and read up on his map because he knows better. And Hawaii would be a perfect place.
You know what, that's okay.
To hang out.
You're forgiven, yeah. Well, tomorrow it's going to feel nice and warm here in central Indiana. We are going to see our warmest day in the next 7 days. Tomorrow at 54 degrees. And our coldest temperature over the next 7 days is going to be below zero with those wind chills. Actual temperatures close to the single digits. That's going to be Christmas morning, 11 degrees here in Indy. So I just wanted to show you the temperature trend over the next 7 days. It's going to be quite a spectrum. Right now we do have that system that moved through last night. That's bringing us just a little bit of cloud coverage across central Indiana this morning. Next, we are going to see high pressure building in behind that from the west. What that's going to do is clear out a lot of our cloud coverage, helping advect some warm air into the area, as well as we have these westerly winds. So we're going to see sunshine later today, which will help us warm up quite a bit. So we're going to see those highs above average today, starting with those temperatures in the 30s. Now, as you walk out the door, feels a little cold outside because of those westerly winds. Right now, they're helping usher in that colder air from the north, and then they are going to shift a little bit, helping usher in some warmer air. And then our highs today will be into the 40s. Feels a little cold this morning with those wind chills. Looking ahead, Wednesday afternoon is when we do have some more changes on the way. Highs will be into the mid-50s. We have a lot of moisture in the air as well. And then we have this system that's going to move up from the south. That's going to bring us plenty of chance of showers by Wednesday afternoon, overnight into Thursday morning. Now, by Thursday morning, things are going to change, though. So Thursday is when that cold front starts to move through behind this. So we're going to start to see those temperatures fall. So by Thursday morning, the tail end of this system likely going to switch over to a rain-snow mix, eventually to some light snow showers. Looks like we could see some light accumulation from this, or at least just a dusting. So we had that mild air in place right now. Next, we have this cold air that's going to move in just in time for the holidays. As that pushes in, we are going to see some drier conditions as well. High pressure is going to take control by Thursday and Friday, and we are going to dry out and cool way down. So Wednesday, 54, then we plunge with those temperatures. Thursday, 30 degrees, 21 degrees for our daytime high on Christmas Day. But I want to show you where we're starting on Christmas Day as well. Those temperatures will be close to the single digits with those wind chills below zero. So quite a change with those temperatures as we head over the next 48 hours or so. Tomorrow we're in the 50s. Today we're in the 40s. Then we drop to the 30s on Thursday with those chances of some morning snow showers. Very cold Christmas Day in the 20s. And then we start to get back to where we should be this time of year for the weekend in the mid-30s.
All right, Alyssa, thank you. Let's take a look at traffic as you're heading out the door this Tuesday morning. Taking a look here west of the downtown area along Interstate 70. This is a view near Harding Street from our NDOT traffic camera where you can see traffic is picking up this morning, both eastbound and westbound. Everything's traveling up to speed. I'm not monitoring any crashes or delays. Just slow down your commute. But of course, keeping a close eye all around central Indiana. I'll let you know if that changes. Raphael?
Working for you, let's talk about your health. Some big differences in blood pressure readings between your arms could be a sign of heart problems. And here are the details on this new study, which shows the higher the difference of the top number between arms, the greater the risk for the patient. The study authors say it could be a warning sign of a future heart attack or even a stroke. The American Heart Association says a normal blood pressure is when the top number is less than 120 and the bottom number is less than 80. Researchers say the results should make everyone want to get their blood pressure checked in both arms. Something to think about when you go to the doctor the next time. This morning, a new report by the CDC shows the massive impact that food contamination has on Americans. The report shows more than 9 million people get sick from food contamination every single year. 1,300 people die from foodborne illnesses. The report shows that salmonella is most responsible for making people sick. Researchers reviewed foodborne illnesses outbreaks from 1998 all the way through 2018.
Well, a familiar face to the Indianapolis Colts could be the next coach of the Houston Texans. Former Colts and Detroit Lions head coach Jim Caldwell was interviewed by the Texans on Monday. Texans have been competing under interim head coach Romeo Crennel since week 5 of when former head coach Bill O'Brien was fired. But here in Indy, you may remember that Caldwell replaced Tony Dungy as the head coach of the Horseshoe. His debut season was one of the best in league history. They went 14-2 before the Colts lost to the Saints in the Super Bowl.
A Westside Business and Metro Police teaming up to serve our community. After the break, how this unique partnership is giving toys to families who need them the most. You're watching Good Morning Indiana right here on WRTV.
Welcome back. It is 5:55. Raphael, we know Santa has a lot to do this time of year, so any extra help is certainly welcome.
It is a big job. So working together, Metro Police teamed up with a Westside tattoo business. You see, IMPD officers from the Southwest District picked up a huge pile of donated toys from High Caliber Tattoo. Business owner Bobby Easley and a fellow employee, they started this toy drive to assist Southwest District officers. The officers will give out the toys to kids on their beat who need it the most.
They need a lot more help because they're actually the ones that are out there interacting with the kids and the families. They see them firsthand, so we feel like they're the ones that actually could make the impact when they give the toy to the family, you know, after a crisis event, something like that.
A virtual high five to that business there on the west side. Easley generously offered customers who brought in a toy a discounted rate, and he says he had some very generous customers in return. Time to check your forecast on this Tuesday, and I would get a tattoo today.
Ooh.
Unless it would be of a sunshine.
Okay, yeah,
something
well,
sunny.
That's nice. You're going to see the sunshine later today. I was like, well, where's he going with this one? Oh.
I was keeping it clean.
I was like, what
it
are you
was
going to say?
Come
You're going to
on.
get a tattoo of my face?
No.
We are going to start today pretty chilly. Temperatures in the 30s across the area. Feels a little bit more like the 20s if you are like us and heading to work today still this holiday week. Highs today will be into the 40s with plenty of sunshine. You shouldn't have any problem with your commute. Looking ahead to the holiday, I know that's what everyone's worried about. We are looking at 30s on Christmas Eve, 20s on Christmas Day, and I'll break down more details on that holiday forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Alyssa, thank you. And as the rollout of the coronavirus vaccine continues, a lot of women are waiting to see what new moms are going to do. Now new at 6 o'clock, I talked to an infectious disease doctor about why she feels confident getting the vaccine.
And this also another serious issue, Lauren. Mental health calls in one Johnson County community have nearly doubled this year. Next, in our next half hour, how one suburban police department is becoming better equipped to respond to Hoosiers in crisis. You're watching Good Morning Indiana right here on WRTV.